So we got a Jeep Sahara. This is a 3.6 liter misfire. It's a lot of shake. We got the scan tool hooked up, which goes to the OBD2 connector here. So we did scan it a week back and told the customer what it is, injector circuit. So prior back, he did have me change ignition coil, which didn't work out, but all right, cylinder 1 misfire detected. Let's go. It did tell us okay, so we are okay. Cylinder 1, it did say last time injector circuit, so I keep changing the codes. Coolant temperature sensor, he has that. There you go. P0201, cylinder 1 misfire, injector circuit open. So that's the code we have on this baby. Okay, so we are gonna reset this. So if you're watching this in the beginning or end of the video, so it's pretty much the same thing. So once you do the job, you're gonna have to reset this and press. Your check engine will come on because this customer does have a thermostat code and oil pressure switch code, but right now we resetted it and the check engine light should be off for now. There you go, it has turned off. Anyways, nice and smooth. We did change the injector on this, so we changed all the injectors, 3 injectors, I'm sorry, and 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. So when you're doing the job, do all 6. So thank you for watching my video. All right guys, we got a 2017 Jeep Sahara. This is a, I believe this is, it's a V6 first of all. I'm trying to see the engine size here. Should be 3 point some liters. Does it say there? 3.6 liters right there. It's misfiring. We got a code for this injector right here. Cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you need to know the order of the cylinder, it's cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, 4, 5, 6. Only on this 3.6 liter. So sometimes it could be a wiring harness, but no change here. The connector's in and it's misfiring pretty bad. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to manage to change that injector from here. If not, then we're gonna take out this whole thing. So if you guys got codes for injectors here, it's pretty much right over here. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4 be in the middle over here, 5, and the last one in that corner will be cylinder 6. So you will see the codes and we'll make a move on this. So it's time for me to show you guys the injectors and everything. So first of all, I took off the intake manifold. You're gonna have to remove all these clips of this. There's a MAF sensor down below here. I'm sorry, there's a airflow sensor, temperature sensor down here. Then you got a MAP sensor on top. You got vacuum lines, you got 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeters on that bracket. And there is a brake booster line over here that I took out. Make sure you put that back in. It's sitting over here somewhere right here. It goes straight to the brake booster, this brake line here, pressure line. So very important you put that back in. I try not to put any weight on this area because the radiator can crack, so be careful. So here we are, got the intake off. Intake does have a whole bunch of bolts. I'm gonna show you the intake. So we're gonna remove this, we're gonna remove this. I will tell you guys to put something in these so nothing can fall inside. We're not gonna be able to remove the whole fuel rail, but this is the injector we're gonna be trying to change. So we're gonna try to only pull one side. It is a little bit of flexible in the back of it, so you can just manage to do one side. But if you want to remove the whole thing, it's all up to you. You're gonna drop a lot of fuel, so be careful. Make sure you catch it with something, or do not fire up the engine with the fuel laying around. That will destroy everything, probably catch on fire. So you got a vacuum line here, brake pressure line here. You got the MAP sensor. You're gonna have 10 millimeters here, 10 millimeters there, You're gonna have tubings run coming over here. You're gonna have a throttle connector. The air duct pipe has to come out. So a bolt here, bolt here, bolt here, bolt here, bolt here, bolt here, bolt here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 7, and then this is gonna give you a little bit of hard time. This little bracket over here, so you can kind of fork it up, loosen up the bolts on the opposite side. It does tend to go all over. It does hold on to these lines, so it won't even come any further unless you dismantle everything, and which you're not going to be able to do. You have a little bit of flexibility, but that bracket goes all the way to the bottom, so just a stupid design. Anyways, got my injectors over here, so I'm using Bosch here. So this is the brand I'm using here, so just want to be careful with the car. Part number, let's give you guys a part number here. Is there a part number on this? Yep, right here. There's number 62401. I'm sorry, 62410. The little numbers below that is 0280 158 233, and there's triple G at the end right there. Those are the only numbers. It is about like $80 injector. So Bosch is some good stuff. If you want to get a Mopar, it's up to you, but this is well packed. There it is. This is it's a tiny little guy, okay? So you do need to put a little bit of oil on the seals. So the red one is in the bottom, blue one is on the top, and that's how that baby goes. Anyways, I'm gonna remove all the connectors, and then I'm gonna work with it. So you're gonna have to kind of pick the connectors out of there. I got a ton of videos how I took out everything, separate videos, and once you have everything out, your whole rail should, if you want to take out the whole rail, it's up to you, but you're most likely gonna leak all the fluid all over. Anyways, I'm gonna only working on one side. Okay, so I did get the connector off. It's hard to see down there, but let me see if I can remove some of this tubings out of the way, which is never gonna happen. Okay, I hate this. They put too many pipes on these Jeeps. But I did take off the 2 bolts on this side. So my plan here is to slowly kind of lift this injector up, and the half of the rail on this side, and let's see what happens. We're probably gonna have a mess here, which is normal, which is gonna happen, but I think it'll be best for me to get some of these pipes out of the way. So let's see, it's gonna have fuel running right here. So once I have it out, I'm gonna show you guys. So right now I'm just trying to lift it gently, and I do still got the other connectors in, so I did not remove all the connectors. I'm just messing with that one injector, and then I'll do all of them one by one. Just wanted to show you guys, you do have this kind of flexibility on these. So here's a rail just sitting up here. There's an O-ring inside there, so make sure there's an O-ring here, O-ring here. You see the injectors missing the O-ring, so make sure you get them. So I'm gonna kind of get all the injectors in there and then push the rail. So make sure you put a little bit of oil on there, those little guys. So make sure you get the O-ring out of there. You see the O-ring? Okay, the O-ring fell over there, one of the O-rings. So here it is. One of the O-rings is right here, and I'm gonna throw that out. I am gonna get this one out because you can't leave 2 O-rings. If you leave that ring behind, your rail's never gonna sit properly, and you're gonna have leaks, all kinds of shit. So be careful. The last one, and also in the bottom, and remember, a lot of fuel went down here. A lot of fuel went in, so I tried to kind of manage to get all the fuel like to come evaporate to the side. So that's the right thing to do. To don't let it go inside. If it does go inside, your cylinder might get flooded. It might take a little bit of time to start up, but nothing else you can do. So the hardest one I'm gonna have trouble with is the last one over there, but we do got a lot of flexibility in this. You have a lot of flexibility, not a little bit, but you got a lot of flexibility. Just make sure you don't overdo it and kill this little guy. So anyways, once the job is done, I'm gonna show you guys. So once again, here's our new injector. So it does come with these little covers that you have to remove both sides. Come on, get off. Okay, this is what it look like. So if you guys got a Jeep and you want to change the injector, this would be an awesome video for you guys. But right now it would be time to do all of them, but customer only wants one side done. What can we do? So it does affect, you know, if your injector is weak on the opposite side, you might have a rich condition, lean condition, all kinds of stuff. It might not be proper, so try to get them all out at once, okay guys? So stay tuned, let me finish this job out, and then you guys can see the rest of the video. So I kind of strap tied this guy right there. So I had to record this part because I got all the connectors out, but I'm using this long fork that I use to remove connectors and clips with. So it gives me the perfect angle right on the neck of the injector, and that baby just comes right out. Now the connector is gonna kind of bother me. Ah, come on, Mr. Connector guy. I had that thing coming out all the way from me here. I was gonna bring it all the way out, but you had to be on the way, Mr. Connector. So there's another injector. They look kind of crappy. Okay, so that's that. Make sure the seal from the bottom is out too, and I did blow air all around it to begin with. So we got one last one over there. It does have the blue seal on the neck, so maybe so the blue seal kind of fell to the side. It can fall as long as we don't lose, leave it in. Okay, here comes the last one. The blue seal just dropped. Make sure it doesn't drop inside. So the red seals are not coming out. Okay, so the red seals are not coming out, so we're gonna have to kind of get them out too. So we do have, okay, the red seals out of this one, just the last one. There's a red seal in the bottom. There it is. So make sure you remove that too. Just want to inspect. So I did three seal, blue seals came out, 1, 2, 3. One just fell to the back, the blue seal. I got 2 laying here. One just went to the side in the back, which is perfectly fine. It can just fall back there as long as it didn't go inside and it doesn't disturb us in any way. So that's perfect. So time for us to make further moves. Time for me to kind of put a little bit of oil. I'm not going to show you this part. Put a little bit of oil on the O-rings. So use a regular engine oil, 1030, 530, whatever. Put it on both sides. I do want to stick the injectors down in first because I can see the rails, but I cannot see the bottom. Okay, so if you crunch your seal, you break your seal, it will damage it. But do clean all the bores, which I'm going to do right now. You're not going to see that. So wherever these injectors sit, I just clean them out. So here it is. I thought I showed you guys the last one here on how to get this injector in. So this line is going to be on the way, but very simple and easy. You just take this little guy, and the camera is always shitty. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kind of lift this up. I want to show you guys a good angle, but I think that's fair enough there. So a little bit of oil on that seal, and it should kind of snug right in. And at the same time, what I'm doing is I'm getting these connectors. Where the connector goes over here. While we're here, you know, because now you got the clearance, get your connector in there while you at it. Okay, so it is common for injectors to fail on this. Any Jeep, Dodge. So you make sure you hit click. I heard it click, so it doesn't come back out. And make sure you put the tab, orange tab back down. So this is in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of oil all around, and then I'm gonna get the rail down. So let me just show you the oil that I'm using here. Doesn't matter what you got here. I'm using 530 over here. So just a tiny amount. What you want to do is make sure you have, like I showed you guys, have all your seals out. Because if you don't have your seals out, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a seal on a seal. This thing is never gonna sit flush. So make sure you don't put nothing inside the injector, okay? Because that's gonna clog up your injector. So just enough, so it can just kind of slick right through it. And I'm gonna get this tie off, and we're gonna get this rail back down. Okay, it is a hell of a job. So when you add it, you might as well do both sides, but this is the harder side. So make sure, this little guy is always gonna bother us. So make sure now is just the critical part where all 3 injectors gotta sit on the rail. Okay, if you get the whole rail out, that'd be a different story. It's gonna be a little bit hard for me to see, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera away because we can't see anything anyway. Make sure all 3 injectors sit properly. If you need to move them around, use a fork or a long screwdriver to move them around to get them on it. Once they're on it, they should just snug right in, and that's it. Once you're done, you're gonna get a check engine if you put the key on now because you got everything loose. But you do need to check for leaks. If there's any leaks, if the seal's not sitting properly or the seals are damaged, you double seal it. It's not sitting properly, it might suck air or it might leak fluid, fuel out of it. So those are the things you want to check. So once I'm done, I will show you. I'm going to complete the whole thing now. I'm going to put the intake and everything back once I have the injectors in place. Okay guys, everything is in. Pipe is in, pipe is in. This pipe is left, which goes right over here. I got to put my clamps on this. And these are the clamps. 1, 2, there's one back here, and there's one down there which I'm gonna reach, but I just want to confirm everything. So I just want to say one more thing, okay? The injectors, you see this slot right here, this is the square looking guy right here, right in between, look like a little square, that sits on the injector rail. So if this injector is sideways or this way, injector rail is gonna come and hit on top of that. It's not gonna go in, okay? So make sure you can move them around with the screwdriver a little bit. So that's one thing I forgot to show you in there. But make sure your brake booster line is in, map sensor is in, your connectors are in, bolts are tight, the temperature sensor is in, throttle body connectors in, line, all the bolts are tight. What I want to do is I want to prime the pump first a few times, and then I'm going to come out here, look for leaks. After that I can start. So to prime the pump, just turn the key to accessory once, give it a 5-second, turn it off, take it out, put it back in, turn the key to accessory. What that's gonna do is gonna make the pump come on, and it's gonna build pressure. If there's any leaks, you will see it immediately, you will smell it, you will hear hissing, but I don't see anything, so make sure you observe everything. Even after that, let the car run for a little while, and then check for leaks again. There should be no shake of misfire anymore. And remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I used one right here, 6. Get all the rags out, because I had a person who left the rag behind. He had me check the car, find the problem. It was an intake gasket leaking on a Lincoln Town car, and then he decided to do it at home, but he left the rag inside, and then he wanted to come and scan again, and then I gave him what? The middle finger. This little guy. That's what I told them. But anyways, get that guys out, because once it goes in there, you're gonna be in trouble. Make sure you just double check your work. Connectors are in, bolts are in. There's 2 bolts for the rail that goes in. The rail will sit flush. It was pretty easy to do. Maximum, I did this whole thing in about like 1.5 hours. But once you have it out, I would not recommend you take out the lower intake, because you're gonna be in trouble. You might, it's up to you, but I think it'd be easier if you put it on the floor and get everything done and fit it and put it back on. But that's you taking off the lower intake, causing more issues. But if you add it, you might as well change your oil filter housing, because those leak. So make sure you change that too if you're out there. Once you're in there, I would do the spark plug, coils, everything, because I did take this car several times apart, okay? We did the spark plugs, we did the sensor in the cooler, then we did the cooler. We was going back and then again. We're gonna have to go one more time back in there, because the coils and the plugs, injectors on this side. Anyways, I'm gonna leave the video here. If you get a code for injector cylinder 1, circuit is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're pretty much in order: 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle, 5, 6 at the end. Thank you for watching my video. So the car did start up very smooth. First crank, just like how it was. I was thinking it's gonna be a little bit flooded, it might hesitate, but none of that. But I do want to pay attention to the rest of the stuff here, and then we'll get back. I'm gonna let the car run for 5 minutes while I'm here. Do not walk away from the car. Check the car, observe the car, and then shut it off, check it a few times, look underneath for leaks. And I did blow air in it once everything was done, so any vapors of the fuel can just evaporate and get out of there. Anyways guys, thank you for watching my video. I do need to reset the light with my scan tool, so stay tuned for that.